What's up guys, I'm Jay Randall, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm going to be discussing the topic of red pill rage. Now red pill rage is a very common side effect of taking the red pill, but it's very rarely discussed. You see, back when red pill was first emerging and coming onto the scene and it was a fresh new idea, people would often inform men of this very common side effect that they were likely to experience, but they rarely do it anymore. And at this point, red pill has exploded, and there are millions of people getting introduced to red pill content every year, and they're going through this experience and they might not understand what's actually going on. Well, let's get right into it. So first things first, what is red pill rage? Well, red pill rage is an emotional phase, and I want to emphasize phase, that men go through upon realizing the truth about female nature, dating dynamics, and how the world really works. You see, as men's old worldview begins to shatter and be dismantled by the truth, and a new one is put in its place, men often go through the feelings of anger, hurt, disbelief, as they begin to realize just how much they were lied to and deceived. And look, for the guys who are going through red pill rage right now, this moment, I just want to say that your feelings, your emotions are completely valid. It makes sense. It makes sense why you're angry. Think about it. You've gone years of your life with faulty information, and that faulty information has led you to pick the wrong woman, enter into relationship dynamics that were abusive, that didn't serve you at all. Many of these men ended up in marriages. Think about this. Wouldn't you be pissed off if you selected a woman based upon blue pill faulty information, you tolerate all manner of BS in a relationship for years, decades even? Imagine finding out the truth about how dating dynamics actually work, female nature, and all their manipulative games, and you find that out at 35, 45, 55. Some men find this out in their 60s. I would be pissed. Guys, imagine going the majority of your life without knowing how women actually move in the dating scene, how they mate select, and what they're actually attracted to. And because of that, you have lived a life of frustration, constantly banging your head against the wall, wondering why you can't get the best out of women. And it's because this whole time, society's been telling you all this BS, this fairy tale blue pill BS that's led you to have these horrible, painful situations when it comes to relationships and women. Bro, I would be pissed too if I spent all my life thinking that happy wife, happy life was the way to go, and because of that, I got used, abused, taken advantage of, and I find out later in life that that's the case, and you're telling me if I knew the truth, if someone would have just told me the reality of the situation, I could have avoided all that BS? I wouldn't be attached to a blood-sucking vampire of a wife who treats me like crap because I would have avoided that situation? You're telling me that I wouldn't have wasted 5 years of my life on a useless liability of a girlfriend that did nothing but cheat, manipulate, gaslight me, and bring headaches and frustration into my life? If someone would have just told me the truth? Guys, your reasons for being angry are valid. Totally valid. There are men who go through large portions of their life with little to no success with women because society was giving them false information. You were never told about the dark side of female nature. You were only told about the good side. They're so loyal, they're sweet, sugar and spice and everything nice. You were never told how they manipulate, how they lie, how sneaky and conniving they are. You were never told about how they monkey branch and how they keep guys on the back burner so they can, have a backup plan. You were never told about any of this crap. And because of that, you fell victim to the dark side of female nature, and now you're sitting here having finally found out the truth. You found the red pill, you found the truth, and here you are. And many men, I know you've had this experience, you're listening to a content creator speak about the red pill and he's giving you game, and you're sitting there reflecting on your life. And as this man speaks, it feels as though He might as well have been in the relationship, because everything he's saying is describing your past relationships or even your current relationship to the T. He knows your girlfriend inside and out, and you're just sitting there like, oh my God, this guy gets it. And at that moment, it clicks to you that there has been a huge wealth of knowledge that has just been withheld from you. And finally, you're sitting down there and you're taking in the truth, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I have been lied to my entire life about dating and women and relationships. This is an eye-opening experience, and it's very rational that men feel pissed off after experiencing this. That being said, okay, I needed to get that out of the way. I don't want you guys to feel as though there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling these emotions. That being said, I want to go back to the point I initially made. This is a phase. In other words, this emotional period of anger, frustration, hurt, disbelief, it needs to come to an end at some point. All right? And unfortunately, a lot of men get stuck in the anger phase. While it is rational, while it does make sense, and it is something you need to experience and get it out of your system, you need to also transition into the next phase, which is acceptance, which is being grounded, and which is moving forward with the knowledge you have to create a happy, successful life. Because what's the point of finding out the truth if you're just gonna sit in the anger and frustration? Anger and frustration is what came about because you didn't know the truth. You got finessed, you got cheated on, you got lied to, you married the wrong woman, you dated the wrong woman. And now, why would you want to continue living that kind of existence with the truth? Listen, I get it. I'm not asking you guys to get over your pain and anger tomorrow. All right? A lot of these guys have gone through really messed up stuff at the hands of women because they didn't know the truth. And that's not just something you're going to get over tomorrow or next week or even next month. But what I want you to do is start the process of healing, start the process of honestly forgiving yourself. Because a lot of men beat themselves up. They're sitting there asking themselves, how could I have not seen this? How could I have not realized what was going on? How come I didn't come to these conclusions myself? And listen, man, I want you guys to give yourself some grace. All right? A lot of us men didn't grow up with strong father figures. Many men, especially in the Black community, are raised by single mothers. They didn't teach us this. Even if they knew this information, which most of them don't, they're not going to teach you, because most women don't want you to have the upper hand on the dating scene. They want women to have the upper hand, right? Who was going to tell you? Most men are blue-pilled. Most men are simps. They weren't going to tell you. How are you ever going to figure this out? So yes, you went through horrible experiences because you didn't know the truth, but it's not your fault. How would you have known, right? Who was going to tell you? You didn't have a father. Your mom wasn't going to tell you. You don't have any strong father figures. You don't have any guys who know the game, because most men don't. Dude, give yourself some grace. Don't beat yourself up. You know the truth now. Take that. Harness that and use it to be incredibly selective. Use it to put women in categories, understand who's dateable, who's not. Now you know the truth about how women manipulate, you understand game, and you can pinpoint when she's being shady, when she's moving funny. You can now structure your life the way you want it. You now know happy wife, happy life is not the way to go. So you never have to enter into it. And if you're in it right now, you can either change it or you can leave. You can now begin to shape the reality that you want. Dating on your terms. Relationships on your terms, the way you want it. Your life is no longer centered around keeping a woman happy, keeping her satisfied. No, your life is now based upon your fulfillment and maintaining the peace and joy that you want to have in your life. I'm telling you guys, staying in red pill rage is not the way to go. It's not the way to live. You need to sit down with yourself, Confront all the negative things that happen to you due to relationships and marriage or anything like that that has to do with women. Sit down with yourself, put all that hurt on the table, and deal with it head on. If you have to forgive the girl, forgive her. If you have to forgive yourself, and then let it go. Let it all fall to the wayside. Never forget the lessons. I'm not saying that. Never forget the lessons you learned along the way. But move forward and be happy, guys. There's so much to be excited about. Once you know the truth, it's like the world actually opens up to you and you see it for what it is. You see the negative, but you also see the positive, and you can move towards the positive. Before the red pill, you're just kind of guessing, hoping you're taking the right path, hoping you're choosing the right girl. Now, all your decisions are intentional because you know what you're selecting for. You know what it is you want, you know what works, and you know what doesn't. And you move through life with such a clarity that wasn't there before. Guys, there's so much to be happy about. Once you discover the red pill, do not let red pill rage hold you back. Experience it, process it, and then get through it and move on to the next phase of life, which is living with purpose, living as a strong, confident man, and pursuing what you want in life. And that's all for this one, guys. If you got value from the video, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my second channel. It's Jay Randall. On that channel, I do red pill commentary and give you guys tips and tricks on how to navigate the dating marketplace. Until next time, guys, take it easy.